So last year was a pretty big year for me. So a big production company, a global one actually, came up to me and said, I think you're very tall. I've never seen legs this long. I think you have something that nobody has in the world. My name's Holly. I'm 22 years old. I live here in New York City, and I have the longest legs in America for women. Growing up with a really tall family, whenever we went to public places, like, you know, everyone would be looking. I think, you know, sometimes every tall girl goes through insecure times of their life. Like, I don't think you'll meet a tall girl who hasn't. But then again, you know, girls go through insecure. Girls are always insecure. So like, I see girls, you know, at the clubs or whatever, pounds and pounds of makeup. Like, that's also like a form of insecurity. Like, I kind of walk around with no makeup on, like whatever. But you know, at this point in my life, I think there's a lot more girls who are insecure about how they look than me. And like, then I think like, well, what if they were as tall as me? Like, I think I handle it very, very well for who I am. Turns out I had the longest legs in America for women. I have 50-inch legs. So that was kind of a big deal, just because we shot a video and they posted it on their platform, and then like, you know, a month later, it's got 7 million hits. So with that, you know, they linked it to my Instagram, to my social media, just social following went up. Like, all these opportunities came to my plate. And yes, and I was just 21, which was awesome. So I got messages from, you know, girls who 14, 13, like preteen chicks who are also insanely tall, coming out to me for advice about confidence. I've gotten, you know, messages from photographers wanting to shoot about modeling. I've gotten contacted by agencies. And then I also got contacted by people with super weird tall girl fetishes, which actually mainly dominated my inbox, was guys, really submissive men, coming to me because I'm so tall, I'm so dominant, I'm very confident, and that's something that I guess they don't have, and like they want in their lives. It was super weird at first, of course, but then it got to the point where it was happening so much that I did something about it. And so this past year, I did my senior thesis on tall girls being subjected to weird fetishes like this. So I wrote a book about it, and I published a lot of the messages I got and kind of my quirky sense of humor of how I dealt with it. I built an Instagram, and within, you know, 7 months, I almost have 15,000 followers on it. I've made about like $5,000 selling my socks on the internet. Weird role play videos of like anything from me crushing a Pop-Tart to me stomping around in heels to me acting like the camera is an ant. Like, so just I can't even begin to like explain the array of fetishes that kind of came to me. So I just kind of went with it. I think the best part about living in the city, for one, like, even when I was single, like meeting a bunch of really tall guys like all the time, which was awesome. Meeting other tall people. This is like such an international city that, like, you know, you're definitely not going to be the weirdest one. Like, there's always something else for people to stare at, like, rather than me when I walk down the street. What do I love about being tall? For one, you stand out from the rest, for sure. That can be a good or bad thing. But if you run with it really well and you use it to the fullest advantage, being different is like gonna be your biggest asset in life. I wouldn't trade it for the world now.